Okay, so we have been handing out some season end college football awards today on the podcast. But, here we don't just hand out the standard awards. Not here at the Daly Dose. No, no, no. No way. We have a few more awards that we hand out each year. And next up, we have our annual Daly Dose Dan Hawkins Award. Now, we hand this award each year to the head coach that has had some limited success, but then turns that into a job that they really aren't quite ready to do. You might remember back when Dan Hawkins was at Boise State and he turned that into the head coaching job at Colorado. The only problem was Hawkins had no idea what he was doing and he failed miserably. But he set a standard for coaches to strike while the iron is hot. Go get paid. Go get that money while they're handing it out. And for that reason, we hand out this award every year. Now, I could easily give this award to current Colorado coach Deion Sanders, who for all the hype and all the excitement and all the superstars going up to Boulder managed to win 4 games. Here's the problem. We're not going to do that. Because at Colorado, winning 4 games is a monumental upgrade. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we are going to give our annual Dan Hawkins Award to Hugh Freeze at Auburn. Of course, we remember when Freeze was down at Ole Miss. He was hiring hookers and whatnot, and then he got fired. But then Liberty hired him because, of course, they did. Hey, if you can't bring in a sexual deviant at a religious school, are you even a religious school? Methinks not. But then Auburn gave Freeze $40 million to leave Liberty and come to the Plains. And this past season, he went 6-7. And by the way, lost to New Mexico State by 3 touchdowns. Well done, Hugh Freeze. If only there were some sort of, say, professional service you could call and have someone come comfort you in these difficult times. I have to think about that. I don't know. But Hugh Freeze, you win our Dan Hawkins Award. But let's move on to the Notre Dame Award, which we hand out every year to the team that was ranked way too high prior to the season and then proved to have no reason whatsoever for their lofty ranking. And usually, when we hand out the Notre Dame Award, we just hand it to, yeah, you guessed it, Notre Dame. But not this year. The Irish were kind of scrappy this year. I kind of like that team this year. No, this season we have a few candidates to choose from, though. Because we could give this to the Clemson Tigers. They are officially back to Clemsoning. They were ranked number 9 in the country and ended up with 4 losses. Not good. The LSU Tigers were preseason number 5. They finished with 3 losses. Or we could even hand this to the mighty USC Trojans, who are not only a preseason number 6, but they also had the top quarterback in the country in returning Heisman winner, Caleb Williams. Well, USC somehow managed to make Caleb Williams look bad on their way to an 8-5 season, but they did still make it to a bowl game. So no, we do have one here that's a little bit worse, because the Texas Christian Horned Frogs went to the national championship game last year. So, of course, the very wise pollsters had them ranked number 17 this year. That's not too terrible. Oh, except they went 5-7 and didn't qualify for a bowl game even. Everyone gets a bowl game. TCU did not. By the way, in those 7 losses, they allowed 40 points per game. Sorry, TCU. You get the Notre Dame Award this year for being very, very fraudulent. Okay, but how are we going to remember this college football season that just ended? What is our most memorable moment from this last year? What is going to be the memory that we take from this? The final season, I might add, of college football as we know it. The Pac-12 is going away. The conferences are all moving around. Nick Saban is retired. What will we remember from the 2023 college football season? Well, I really think that the most memorable Daly Dose moment is going to be the Michigan versus Alabama college football playoff game. I mean, Alabama held a 20-13 lead with less than 2 minutes to play, but they couldn't hold on. Michigan comes back to win the game in overtime and advances to the national championship game where they beat Washington and won their title. So when you stop and think about it, the first college football playoff back in 2013, when we first got the 4 teams, Ohio State wins it all. And in the final year, Michigan wins it all. Very interesting. We open and close with the Big Ten getting the big wins. And then we know the SEC won almost everything in between. But next year is going to be very, very different in college football. Okay, YouTube, make sure you go over and check out the rest of the podcast this week because we are handing out some winners and losers from NFL Wildcard Weekend. We do also have some more college football awards that we are handing out, and we have a Daly Dose Top 5 for you. You know, we had Nick Saban, Bill Belichick, and Pete Carroll all announced they are either retiring or moving on. Well, when we look at the history of the NFL, who are the greatest coaches, and then who had to follow those great coaches? Because I know the teams we're talking about now, those 3 coaches giving it up, they're kind of used to winning, but it might not stay that way. Make sure you go over and check out the full podcast. I will leave a link here in the comments on YouTube for you. Hope you all are doing well. I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a great week.